Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 108 coming soon. Yo, whether you're watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. It is based on the like sword and sorcery. What is it? I'm sorry, like I'm not familiar with the source material. It's either trading cards or just a board game. There might be books involved. I know it's a game because they used to play it on The Big Bang Theory. I do remember that, but I don't think it's a video game. But it stars Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Regé-Jean, Regé-Jean Page, Justice Smith, Sophia Lillis, Hugh Grant, Chloe Coleman, and it is directed by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. They directed The Vacation, sequel, reboot, requel, and Game Night. You got Chris Pine. He makes a business decision, and it leads to him getting imprisoned. Him and Michelle Rodriguez put a band, a team together, and revelations are made. Things were not what they seemed before they got imprisoned, and they must right those wrongs, right? Like I said, I am not familiar with the source material, but the trailers, I laughed every time. Chris Pine was like oozing that 2009 Star Trek like wit and sarcasm, so I kind of want to see it. And I liked the cast chemistry, and there were cool visuals. Other than that, I thought this was okay. I didn't laugh like I did at the trailers. Like, everything in this movie that was meant for comedy just was like funny, but not as funny as it was in the trailers. So I guess the best comedy is in the trailers. I did laugh. I did LOL, kids. So it just wasn't as funny as the trailers made it seem like it was gonna be. And then I think there was only like 2 dragons, dead ass. And I feel like it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and I feel like there were only like 2, maybe 3 big action sequences. So overall, I was kind of let down, but I'd watch a sequel. Like Chris Pine was the comedy, and Michelle Rodriguez, her character had like this like Drax the Destroyer vibe. She had some funny lines, but it's because they were like so serious. And she has a surprising scene. And then, like, I liked the Justice Smith Sophia Lillis dynamic. Yeah. So I mean, some of it was predictable, some of it was cliche, but overall, it's a decent watch. And like I said, if Dungeons and Dragons still honor among thieves, Dungeons and Dragons honor among more thieves, I'd watch it. So with all that being said, man, I will say that in my opinion, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves is solid. Have you seen Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. If you've seen the 2000s Dungeons and Dragons, saying Dungeons and Dragons so many times is like a tongue twister, and I don't like it. Which of those movies is better? Which theatrically released Dungeons and Dragons is better? The one with Andy from Child's Play 3, Marlon Wayans, and Jeremy Irons, or the one with Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and Hugh Grant. Rec League Podcast, episode 108, second quarter preview. Be on the lookout for that. April, May, June, we'll talk about what we're hyped for. I've recently done reviews for Batman, The Doom That Came to Gotham, for John Wick, Chapter 4, for Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I got a top 3 favorite first quarter movies video on the way. Next weekend, I want to watch and review Super Mario Brothers and Air, and I think Renfield is the week after that. Be on the lookout, man. Like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.